So then the question is, how much wrong doctrinal, positional, halakhic teaching is necessary to make a place evil and not good? That's a tough question. Because I know a lot of people want to make an argument, and I've been in lots of buildings and conferences with leaders all talking about, well, you know, we're here to just, not to argue about details. We'll just, as long as we agree on the major things or the big things, then everything's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. You know what? I don't have any reference. Does someone want to give me the reference where it says we don't have to agree on everything? Where is that verse? Where's the verse that says we don't have to agree on everything? That Abba's goal is not to get us to agree on everything. I don't see that verse anywhere. Oh no, just ignore the stuff you don't like, and as long as you agree on some things, everything is great. I don't see that verse anywhere. Do you? I mean, am I missing it? I'm pretty well studied, so I know what's in the book, but I could have missed a verse. But I don't know where that verse is. I know in Ephesians 4, you know, the way Paul describes it, that these fivefold leaders in verse 11, right, the emissaries, the prophets, evangelists, shepherds, and teachers, who are for the perfecting of the set-apart ones, are supposed to do all of this until we all come to the unity of the belief and the knowledge of the Son, to a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the completeness. That sounds like we're all on the same page. Then you have John, which is Yeshua talking, in John 17. With John 17, Yeshua says, Father, many times, I wish that they would be one as you and I are one. Okay, so does that mean that the Father and Son agree on just most things and not on everything? And, you know, the small things they just agree to disagree? Do you think there's anything that the Father and the Son agree to disagree? No. So I don't know why we have this pervasive teaching. Actually, I do know why we have the pervasive teaching. Because it enables us to tolerate and allow for a bigger group. Because people want numbers. Numbers bring funds bring other things that we could do, increases in salaries and all that other stuff, whatever it is, okay? This isn't a numbers game. I know the church thinks it is. This isn't a numbers game. You know, the only person that has any concern with the numbers and is in full control of the numbers isn't you or me, it's him. I can't make anybody get in, and I really can't make anybody get out. If I'm doing anything that would cause someone to stumble, he'll lead them somewhere where they'll get what they need. And if I'm causing somebody to have all the best possible insight, I can't make them receive it. It doesn't really matter. You put it out there the best you can, right? But this idea that we have to make it the most palatable, welcoming, I don't see the apostles watering things down for the Gentiles coming in. Okay? Somebody might say, well, what about in Acts 15? Well, yeah, in Acts 15, they were arguing about circumcision. And really the argument, although it doesn't come through exactly this way, but I'm very confident this is the correct understanding, was that the Jewish community, who did not want the Gentiles to come in, figured out that I know what we'll do. We'll tell them they got to get circumcised first. Then they can come and listen and figure out if they want to come in. Because nobody's going to do that. It's like asking you to sign a contract before you read it, which only works if you're in Congress. Because then you vote for it and then you get to read it. Okay? But none of us would sign something we didn't read first. And so what does James tell them in Acts 15? He says, look, don't require them to get circumcised right up front. They need to go to the synagogue and hear Moses preached. Not a watered down mix of Moses and Jupiter and Zeus or some other thing, but to hear Moses preached. And they can figure out if they want to sign on the dotted line for that covenant. Because I think we have this problem with light and dark, right? Darkness and light. We also have the problem with good and evil. And I think that we should actually have a higher concern about that. I think we should also be very concerned with how impressed we can get with some places getting larger numbers and big numbers in any kind of way that is, just because, if you look at it, because it's easy access, so to speak. There's nothing that's ever going to get said there that's going to offend anybody. Because nothing's going to really be required of anybody.